A space in the sky distorted, after which an elderly figure appeared in front of many people's eyes. This figure raised his arm the moment he appeared. Two majestic dochi pillars that contained a powerful lightning glow explosively shot toward the Gu Qian duo below. Gu Qian and Gu Su were extremely furious when they saw this figure attacking as he pleased. Before they could curse out loud, they hurriedly pulled back while wearing ugly expressions. Chi. The two vast lightning glows shot through the sky like meteorites. However, before they could strike the bodies of the duo, an invisible force suddenly spread. This force coincidentally received the two lightning glows. Why is it you? Xiao looked at the elderly figure descending from the sky. He was stunned when he saw that somewhat familiar face because he had discovered that the old man who had intervened and aided him was actually that mysterious old man he had met at the Empty Realm lightning pool. The one that was always saying, "Is this right?" An exclamation was involuntarily emitted from his mouth. You your head. Do you know how to be polite? Call me headmaster." That elder with the surname Mang blew at his beard and chided when he heard Xiao Yan's exclamation. Headmaster? Xiao Yan's eyes were a little at a loss. A moment later, he finally recovered. He was stunned as he watched the elder with the surname Mang in front of him. You are the headmaster of the Jianan Academy? What nonsense! Other than the old me, who was called Mang Tianchi, who would dare call himself this? The old man's beard rose a little. He smiled as he observed Xiao Yan, after which he extended his hand and pinched him. Only then did he laugh. Not bad, not bad. That fellow Su Qian did not lie to me. He has finally taught a student who appears acceptable. The corner of Xiao Yan's mouth twitched. He looked at the smiling old man in front of him. For a moment, he found it difficult to connect this person to the extremely mysterious inner academy headmaster of the Jianan Academy. I actually failed to recognize you when we met last. After returning and thinking about it for a couple of days, I finally remembered that you were the Xiao Yan. That fellow Su Qian repeatedly told me about you through his messages. Mang Tianchi patted Xiao Yan's chest. He appeared extremely righteous as he said, "You can rest assured. Since you are a student of the Jianan Academy and a student who meets the strict standards of the old me will protect you if any problems occur in the future." Xiao Yan bitterly smiled. This old fellow really did not appear like a mysterious headmaster. Instead, he was like an old bandit who had just barged out of a bandit's nest. "Thank you, old Mr. Mang." Sun Er by the side also recovered from her shock as she spoke with a smile. "It's a small matter." Mang Tianchi randomly waved his hand, after which his eyes roamed over Sun Er and Xiao Yan. He said with a strange smile, "I was wondering why they have been making things difficult for a member of the younger generation like you. You have actually grasped the most outstanding flower of the Gu clan." Xiao Yan's face was a little green when he heard these words. Sun Er's face by the side also flushed a bright red. "Old Mr. Mang, this is not the Lei clan." The Gu Qian duo, who had been forced back by the lightning glow earlier, stepped forward with furious expressions. Gu Qian spoke with a deep voice at this moment. Mang Tianchi glanced at the two of them, but he ignored them. His eyes shifted to an area of empty space as he said, "Old Demon Shan, you should stop favoring these two old fellows. Ordering a person to cause trouble for a member of the younger generation clearly shows that you are a little too narrow-minded." Gu Qian, Gu Su withdraw? The empty space fluctuated slightly, and a black-robed, white-haired old man appeared in a strange manner. He descended from the sky. He cupped his hands to the cold-faced Sun Er before looking at Mang Tianchi. He sighed somewhat helplessly and said, "Old fellow, since you wish to step forward, I shall give you face this time around." This white-haired old man swung his sleeves after uttering these words before walking to some seats a short distance away. He had never once glanced at Xiao Yan throughout the entire exchange. "Chi, Still acting cool for the old me. Mang Tianchi curled his lips when he saw the back of the white-haired old man, after which his eyes landed on Xiao Yin. He wanted to say something, but merely patted his back in the end. He said, "Little fellow, you are quite bold. You obviously know that someone in the Gu clan will find fault with you, yet you dared to come here. However, you can rest assured. Su Qian has sent me a couple of messages. All of the messages have requested me to take good care of you should I meet you. Those old fellows from the Gu clan will still give me face here. However, you should understand that you will have to rely on yourself if you wish to truly get those old fellows to see you in a different light." "Thank you for your reminder, headmaster." Xiao Yin cupped his hands and sincerely replied. He was able to hear a concerned tone in Mang Tianchi's words. "Let's go," Mang Tianchi smiled, after which he turned around and walked to some seats in one corner. Xiao Yin hesitated for a moment before leading the little fairy doctors group, who also wore ugly expressions. Finally, they sat in the seats beside Mang Tianchi. That old man from earlier is called Gu Shan. He is one of the extremely experienced elders within the Gu clan. His strength is also quite great, and he possesses some influence within the Gu clan. Moreover, he is also one of those who resolutely objects our relationship. Sun Er softly explained after they took their seats. Xiao Yin quietly nodded. He could sense just how frightening Gu Shan was. It was likely that he was at least at the peak of the Dozun class. The number of experts within this Gu clan had indeed reached quite a frightening level. While Xiao Yin was softly chatting with Sun Er, his eyes had swept over this special area. Those who could enter this place were renowned people from the Gu clan. However, Xiao Yin saw some familiar faces among these people. They were Hua Xin's group. Hua Xin had chatted with him on the boat. When Xiao Yin looked at them, Hua Xin also smiled and nodded at him. Xiao Yin returned a smile to Hua Xin, after which he glanced at the left side of the stage. A group of people were clustered there. Most of these people were from the younger generation of the Gu clan. Xiao Yin saw Gu Zhan, Lin Xiao, Ling Quan, and a couple of black submerged army commanders there. At this moment, the eyes of the few of them were staring at him in a gloating manner. Such an expression in their eyes caused Xiao Yin to slightly frown. He had just withdrew his eyes when they suddenly gathered on a corner at the front. A figure with a sharp, murderous aura was seated at that spot. This person had black and white hair. The aura all over his body was as cold as 10,000-year-old mysterious ice. One felt a chill over one's entire body when one looked at him. Xiao Yan's eyes were grave as he studied this statue-like back. He could sense a wave of familiar killing desire slowly spreading from the body of this person. Moreover, the target of this killing intent was him. Devil General Gu Yao. Xiao Yin slowly exhaled a breath of air. The fist under his sleeve suddenly tightened. Such a killing intent was the same as the one he had sensed yesterday. Clearly, this should be that Devil General, whom Sun Er had said was a great threat to him. As the target of this wave of killing intent, it was obvious that Xiao Yan's every action had been absorbed by Gu Yao ever since Xiao Yan had arrived. Xiao Yan's act of staring at Gu Yao was probably being sensed by him. This person will be a strong opponent. A solemnness flashed across Xiao Yan's eyes. The most troublesome opponent of the same generation of Xiao Yan was likely this so-called Devil General. Xiao Yan GG, be careful of him. Sun Er also sensed when Xiao Yan had stared at the icy cold back. She clenched her hand. A chill flashed across her pretty eyes as she softly spoke. Xiao Yan slowly nodded. Additionally, the heavenly tomb will open soon after the adult ceremony is completed. You can enter that place with your qualification. However, some elders will obstruct you. Sun Er frowned as she spoke. You can relax. I will help speak up for this little fellow when the time comes. It is likely that those old fellows from your clan will not make things overly difficult for him on account of my old face. Mang Tianchi at the front stretched his lazy waist as he spoke. In that case, I will thank old Mr. Mang. Sun Er immediately laughed when she heard his words. Won't you purposefully speak for the old me to hear? Little girl, you are trying to pull some schemes in front of the old me. Mang Tianchi rolled his eyes as he replied. Sun Er smiled but did not refute the claim. It would be a little too wasteful if one did not use such a good bargaining chip. However, Xiao must successfully pass this test if he wishes to enter the heavenly tomb. You should be aware of what I am talking about. Mang Tianchi turned his head to glance at Xiao, after which his chin was lifted to ice-cold back in front. He softly said, as long as you are able to last 100 exchanges in the hands of that fellow without being defeated, that will be enough to silence some old fellows. The matter of entering the heavenly tomb will also be much easier then. 100 exchanges? Xiao was slightly startled, but he did not say anything. The fist under his sleeve was gently clenched. This was not the result that he needed. Gong! An ancient gong sound suddenly rang around this stadium when Xiao clenched his fist. The gong sound spread in a mighty manner. It spread over this spacious mountain range. Time's up. Let the ceremony begin. After the gong sound appeared, a calm voice filled with a great might was suddenly emitted from empty space. That voice contained a frightening pressure that caused quite a number of people in the stadium to gently inhale a breath of cool air. A doushang, a genuine doushang. A shocked expression appeared in Xiao eyes as he sensed the pressure that originated from deep within his soul. This was the first time that he had sensed a genuine doushang pressure. After the vast and mighty voice sounded, 3 Gu clan elders with extremely formal clothes stood up from their seats a short distance away with stern expressions. After which, they entered the stadium. At this moment, there were many tools present at that place. The adult ceremony of the Gu clan was quite complicated because one was only considered fully grown after one had undergone the adult ceremony of the Gu clan. The younger generation could only be considered a part of the core of the clan after the adult ceremony. Even marriages could only be conducted after one completed the adult ceremony. The true experts from the Gu clan have yet to show themselves. Xiao eyes swept around this special area. Other than a small number of elders from the Gu clan, he did not see anyone on the level of the clan head of the Gu clan. Clearly, these important people would not reveal themselves even at such a moment. However, he wondered who that voice belonged to since it contained a doushang's pressure. Although they do not show themselves, there is some vague auras present here. It seems that these important people are observing events despite not showing themselves. Through his sharp spiritual perception, Xiao probed for a moment before discovering strange fluctuations in the sky. His heart felt a sudden understanding at this moment. The ceremony will begin. Ling Quan. The 3 elders from the Gu clan on the square completed their preparations while Xiao was quietly thinking to himself. After which, they followed the list of names and read the first name, which Xiao was extremely familiar with. Ling Quan hurriedly stood up when he heard the cry of the 3 elders. His body moved, and he rushed into the square with high spirits. He bowed respectfully to the 3 elders. There was naturally quite a number of young people within the Gu clan who had become adults. However, those who could have their adult ceremony conducted in such a place were in the minority, and these people were undoubtedly the top among the younger generation of the Gu clan. Hence, it was little wonder that some pride filled Ling Quan's face. A stern-looking elder from the Gu clan clenched his hand while standing on the square. A 10-foot-large star disk appeared in front of him. Ling Quan quickly stepped forward, and his hand touched the star disk as he shut his eyes. After Ling Quan shut his eyes, a powerful glow was suddenly emitted from the star disk. 6 stars slowly appeared on it. The elder from the Gu clan nodded his head when he saw these 6 stars. After which, he cried out loud, Ling Quan, Black Submerged Army 7th Commander, 1-star Do Zun Strength, Grade 6 Bloodline. After a discussion at the Elders' Council, he is bestowed with the Gold Clan Tattoo. It will be the Gold Clan Tattoo. He is indeed worthy of being the 7th commander. The Gu clan members in the stadium immediately emitted some envious voices when they heard the cry that came from the elder's mouth. Joy flashed across Ling Quan's eyes when he heard this. He knelt with one knee on the ground and raised his head. An elder held a flickering golden pin. His hand danced and formed numerous afterimages. A mysterious symbol appeared on Ling Quan's forehead and a golden light shot out, emitting a special energy fluctuation. Grade 6 Bloodline? Gold Clan Tattoo? What are these things? Xiao was extremely unfamiliar with these things. He immediately frowned and asked Sun Er. The bloodline of the Gu clan is separated into 10 different grades. Grade 1 is the lowest while Grade 10 is the highest. Normally speaking, only those whose bloodline has reached Grade 4 and above have the qualification to participate in the adult ceremony. It is not bad for Ling Quan to reach the 6th grade, Sun Er smiled and explained. As for this Gold Clan Tattoo, it is the evaluation that is given after summarizing all the various conditions. This kind of clan tattoo has been inherited by the Gu clan since the ancient times. During a critical moment, it will enable the bloodline strength within the body of a member of the Gu clan to temporarily soar and enable them to escape danger. This clan tattoo is divided into 4 levels: silver, gold, purple gold, rainbow gold. They are differentiated by colors. This clan tattoo of Ling Quan is the 3rd gold clan tattoo. This clan tattoo actually possesses such a mysterious effect? Surprise flashed across Xiao Yan's eyes as he questioned. It is rumored that the ancestor of the Gu clan, who is that existence who had reached the Do D class, created it. After obtaining the clan tattoo, one requires a month in order to unleash its ability. Sun Er smiled as she spoke. Xiao Yan nodded. He had merely thought that this was a formal ceremony of the Gu clan. It was unexpected that it actually possessed such a benefit. No wonder these fellows viewed the adult ceremony so seriously. It seemed that the reason was because of this clan tattoo. In that case, has Sun Er's bloodline reached the 10th grade? Is she able to obtain a rainbow gold clan tattoo? Xiao Yan laughed. I never took the test after leaving my retreat the last time around. However, the 10th grade bloodline is also called the Divine Bloodline. It has never appeared within the Gu clan after 1,000 years. Sun Er is afraid that she will not be able to reach that stage. As for the Rainbow Gold clan tattoo, there is likely only one person within the current clan who has it. It has been shelved high above. It has been a long time since someone has reached the qualifications. Sun Er shook her head as she responded. According to the calculations of the Gu clan bloodline, as long as one is able to reach the grade 9 bloodline, one has the potential of advancing to the Dosheng class. As for the divine bloodline, perhaps that potential will enable her to reach the peak of the Dosheng class. Of course, I think that this will also be quite difficult. It has been many years since the divine bloodline has appeared. Mang Tianchi in front turned his head and laughed. Xiao Yan was quietly speechless. The foundation of the Gu clan was indeed frightening. Next, Lin Xiao. While Xiao Yan and Sun Er were chatting, another cry had once again sounded. Lin Xiao immediately stood up. He bolted down with an excited face. After which, he followed steps that Ling Quan had taken earlier. However, only 6 stars appeared on the star disk. Lin Xiao, 2nd commander of the Black Submerged Army. 5-star Do Zun. Grade 6 Bloodline. Bestow the Gold Clan Tattoo. When Xiao Yan saw that this 5-star Do Zun, Lin Xiao, was only able to obtain the Gold Clan Tattoo, he sensed that it was difficult to leap over the different clan tattoo levels. One's strength was not the main factor. The most important was the grade of their bloodline. Although the both of them had obtained Gold Clan tattoos, the golden color on Lin Xiao's forehead was brighter than Ling Quan's color. Perhaps this slight difference was because of their different strengths. Next, after Lin Quan and Lin Xiao, members of the younger generation from the Gu clan, who were quite strong, continued appearing one after another. However, there was ultimately no one whose bloodline had exceeded the 6th grade. Xiao began to understand that the bloodline grade within the Gu clan was difficult to strengthen. Gu Zhan, first commander of the Black Submerged Army, 7-star Dozun, grade 7 bloodline strength, bestow. While Xiao was feeling a little impatient because of the long process, he suddenly stilled a little because of the voice that was transmitted from the square. Gu Zhan? Xiao heart pounded when he heard this name. He lifted his head, and his eyes looked to the square. He saw that Gu Zhan was kneeling with one knee on the ground. His face was calm as he looked at the 3 elders, who were softly discussing something. Everyone on the square began to look at each other when they saw the 3 elders beginning to discuss something. Their eyes gathered on Gu Zhan. It seemed that this fellow was a little different to the others before him. The 3 elders in the square chatted for a moment before they finally stopped. One of the elders clenched his hand, and a purple gold pin appeared. It is actually the purple gold dragon pin. Numerous exclamations immediately rang out within the stadium when they saw the purple gold pin in the elder's hand. After the Elder Council's discussion, Gu Zhan has extraordinary battle credits and a calm character. Hence, he will be bestowed with the purple gold clan tattoo. The stern-looking elder cried out in a deep voice. The energy in his palm surged and activated the purple gold pin. He swiftly left behind a purple gold clan tattoo on Gu Zhan's forehead. However, this purple gold color was a little pale, but that did not stop many envious gazes from appearing. Based on the bloodline grade, Gu Zhan has yet to reach the level of the purple gold clan tattoo. However, his reputation in the Black Submerged Army is very great. It can catch up with the 4 great generals. Hence, the Elder Council has made an exception. A soft voice sounded beside Xiao ear while he was observing Gu Zhan in the square. This voice was Sun Er explaining things to him. Xiao nodded. He had made contact with Gu Zhan and was naturally aware that this person was indeed someone with an extremely calm character. If he was able to obtain a high position in the Gu clan in the future, his achievements would definitely be great. This Gu clan really has many experts. It is indeed worthy of being an ancient clan that has lasted a countless number of years. It is old but does not decline. Even though Gu Zhan had exceeded expectations and obtained the purple gold clan tattoo, his face did not reveal an overly strong fluctuation. He merely bowed in a respectful manner to the 3 elders, after which he stood up. His body moved, and he returned to his seat in front of numerous envious gazes. His gaze shot to the spot where Xiao was located when he sat down, after which he nodded. Xiao also returned a smile in the face of this friendlier action. He was just about to speak when he abruptly sensed that the temperature had suddenly turned icy cold. Xiao slowly slid his eyes over because of this change in his surroundings. Finally, they stilled on the icy cold back in front of him. At this moment, the demon general, who was one of the 4 great generals of the Gu clan, had quietly stood up in front of everyone present. However, he merely took one step at a time as he walked toward the square. Is it his turn? Xiao eyes narrowed when he sensed the surrounding environment, which had become quiet and icy cold. He was extremely curious about this strong opponent of his. Just what level had he reached? Gu Yao's expression was cold and indifferent as everyone's eyes gathered on him. His footsteps were gentle and slow as he gradually entered the square, after which he bowed to the 3 elders. However, he did not kneel with one knee on the ground like Lin Quan, Gu Zhan, and the rest had done earlier. Instead, his body was straight, appearing like a long, sharp spear with chilly air flowing from him. The 3 elders did not reveal any displeasure on their faces with Gu Yao's actions. Although Gu Yao's experience was not as great as them, his reputation within the Gu clan was extremely great. He was also in possession of an extraordinary strength. It was only natural that he did not kneel to them. They exchanged looks with each other and waved their sleeves. That 10-foot-large star disk gently flew in front of Gu Yao. Some light seeped out of it. "It is your turn, Gu Yao." Gu Yao nodded with a calm expression when he heard this, after which he slowly extended his hand in front of the many gazes and gently touched the star disk. There was a momentary silence after Gu Yao's hand touched the star disk. A moment later, the star disk suddenly shook. Bright, powerful light shot out of it. Numerous stars continued to appear on the star disk. 1, 2, 3, 8 stars. The stadium immediately uproared when everyone looked at the 8 stars that slowly appeared. Even some elders nodded their heads in amazement. Clearly, this test had satisfied them. He actually possesses a grade 8 bloodline. He is indeed worthy of being one of the 4 great generals. When young Miss took the test back then, it seems that she was only 8 stars, right? It is unexpected that General Gu Yao has actually caught up with young Miss. However, that test was a long time ago. Who knows just how much stronger the bloodline of young Miss has grown? The members of the Gu clan in the stadium were chatting with each other at this moment. Private conversations immediately spread. This fellow has indeed reached the 8th grade of the bloodline strength. Sun Er looked at that figure in the square and softly sighed. Xiao Yan's expression did not change. His heart was a little shaken, though. Compared to Gu Yao, Ling Quan, and Lin Xiao, the so-called young geniuses of the Gu clan were nothing. The reputation of this demon general was not just an empty name. The 3 elders present were also a little absent-minded because of the 8 stars. A moment later, they recovered. Their stern faces also revealed rare smiles. Gu Yao, one of the 4 great generals of Black Submerged Army, 8-star Do Zun. Grade 8 bloodline. Bestow a purple gold clan tattoo. The cry had just sounded when the purple gold dragon pin in the hand of the elder erupted in an extremely bright, intense glow. Rich energy gathered at the tip of the pin, after which his hand danced. A mysterious clan tattoo swiftly appeared on Gu Yao's forehead. Who? Drawing this purple gold clan tattoo seemed to exhaust one's do qi. Hence, some perspiration appeared on the forehead of this elder after the last line was drawn. He exhaled a long breath of air, stopped his hand, and placed the pin down. The bright light on the tip of the pin finally began to slowly weaken. After the Gu clan's elder's hand left, a lifelike purple gold clan tattoo appeared on Gu Yao's forehead. The shade of this purple gold clan tattoo was clearly many times deeper than the purple gold clan tattoo on Gu Zhen earlier. This clan tattoo was something that Gu Yao had relied on his strength to obtain. It wasn't something that Gu Zhen, who required an exception to obtain the purple gold clan tattoo, could compare with. The clan tattoo has been formed. Gu Yao, please leave. Next, that elder smiled when the clan tattoo was created. After which, he waved his hand and spoke. Wait. The words of this elder had yet to appear when the indifferent-looking Gu Yao suddenly cried out. Huh. The 3 elders were startled when they heard his cry. They immediately frowned and asked, What is it? Do I possess the qualification to challenge anyone during the adult ceremony? Gu Yao spoke in a faint, dark voice in front of the eyes of many people. Xiao Yan, who was seated, immediately clenched his hand when these words entered his ear. Whatever might come would ultimately come. The faces of quite a number of people in the stadium changed a little when they heard Gu Yao's words, especially for Ling Quan, Lin Xiao, and the rest. Their gloating eyes landed on Xiao Yan almost instantly. Clearly, they had already expected this. The 3 elders hesitated for a moment before nodding. They said, according to the rules, you can choose to challenge any member of the clan during the adult ceremony. However, If the other party is not a member of the clan, the agreement of the other party is needed before you can spar. Gu Yao slowly nodded, after which he turned around. His black and white hair was exceptionally glaring. At this moment, his bone-chilling eyes locked onto a skinny young man a short distance away. He indifferently said, "You should be aware that I am targeting you. If you wish to laugh at the Gu clan, then you should take out your genuine strength. Otherwise, the eyes that people will use to look at you will ultimately contain ridicule and pity. The current me is able to give you this opportunity. You can challenge me. Of course, whether you have enough courage is your problem. However, I hope that you will leave the Gu realm by yourself if you reject me." The rules of the adult ceremony allowed Gu Yao to challenge anyone. However, the way he put it was like he was attempting to get Xiao to issue the challenge to him. A challenge was usually issued by someone below to someone above. Clearly, Gu Yao thought that the one who should issue the challenge was not him, but Xiao. Swoosh. Gu Yao's words had just sounded when the gazes of everyone present emitted a swoosh sound. Their gazes all paused on the skinny figure. The eyes of quite a number of people contained a gloating expression. Is he the disciple of the abandoned fellow from my Yao clan? Looks like he is really unlikable. However, Gu Yao has acted really quickly. Originally, I was thinking of sparing with this brat to let him to know that the so-called pill-gathering champion is merely a game for children. It is not worth even the slightest honor. A couple of figures were leaning lazily in a tall spot of the stadium. Among them, a man with a medicinal cauldron drawing on his forehead was looking at the skinny figure in the distance as he laughed. Relax, as long as he is able to survive Gu Yao's assault, you will still have a chance. What skill do these alchemists from outside have? A scantily clad demonic lady with a sexy figure curled her mouth and spoke. From the special symbol between her brows, she was also a member of the so-called Yao clan. Haha, this seems quite difficult. There are very few people who can remain alive in the hands of Gu Yao. Chi, this fellow dares to snatch my target. Hopefully that brat will be able to endure a little longer. Otherwise, it will really be boring. A figure in one corner, who was wrapped in a black robe, raised his head and revealed an exceptionally pale young face. He was surprisingly the member of the Hun clan, who Xiao had come into contact with back then. Hunya. As expected, there is really someone who cannot control himself and wishes to attack. Huixin looked at the figure a short distance away from within the special area. He sighed softly as he spoke. Moreover, the one who is attacking is Gu Yao. It looks like Xiao will face a terrible fate. The red-clothed young lady with a veil over her face softly spoke. This fellow doesn't know how to come to the Gu clan after he is a little stronger. A 5-star Dozun might be a genius that is difficult to find in the Central Plains, but a genius of this level is commonplace in the Gu clan. The man with a gentle appearance nodded as he spoke. Hopefully he will be able to keep his life. Gu Yao, he is a guest. This request is too overboard. Sun Er clenched her hand. At this moment, she involuntarily stood up. Her brows were knit as she cried out in a deep voice. The rules are like this. It is precisely because he is a guest that I have given him the qualification to challenge me. He can reject this qualification. Gu Yao's eyes stared at Xiao as he slowly said, "As long as he says no, this challenge can be skipped." Sun Er's face was ice-cold. How could she not understand that if Xiao were to reject his challenge, he would immediately be cast aside by the Gu clan, which valued warriors? Avoiding a battle was an extremely humiliating action when viewed by the Gu clan. "Young miss, there is nothing wrong with the way Gu Yao has acted. Everything is determined by whether the person involved is willing." The white-haired elder Gu Shan spoke faintly at this moment. Sun Er clenched her hand. She was reprimanding herself within her heart. If she had been aware that Xiao would suffer so many obstructions when he came to the Gu clan, she would not have agreed with Xiao Yan's request to come to the Gu clan. The smile on Mang Tianchi's face was withdrawn because of this strange atmosphere. He rotated the ring on his finger and turned his head to look at the young man, who had remained quiet. He was unable to provide much help when it came to such a matter. Moreover, he also wanted to see if this person, whom Su Qian had praised as the most outstanding student, would be able to deal with this situation where he could neither advance nor withdraw. Xiao Yan, I have already said what I have to say. No one can take your place today. Give me an answer. Tell me whether you are going to fight or withdraw. Gu Yao stared at Xiao Yan. His indifferent voice resounded over this entire stadium. Who? Xiao Yan, who had shut his eyes in front of the countless number of eyes, slowly opened them. After which, he slowly stood up. He smiled and softly said, "Since General Gu Yao is being this aggressive, then Xiao Yan shall represent the Xiao clan and accept this match." Ever since Xiao Yan had entered the Gu realm, he was aware that this match was unavoidable. Since it was unavoidable, all he could do was fight. Advance and fight or withdraw and seek humiliation. The current Xiao Yan could fight but not be humiliated, even if his opponent was this ultimate genius of the Gu clan.